Hi, I'm Jim D. Jr. You're here at our shop in Freehold, New Jersey. Just want to welcome you to another episode of This Week at JDM Engineering. All right, that was Craig Silverman, one of our mechanics, leaving in Don DeFerria's 2006 Mustang SALEEN S281. We performed some rear end work on the car this week. He actually wiped out a bearing in the rear while driving the car at the racetrack. He was doing a burnout, pulled out too far out of the water box, and the sticky tires just locked up the rear, started to mess up a bearing. Eventually it led to some noises he was hearing in the rear end. We brought it back in here, took the cover off, and found out the pos unit was pretty wiped. A lot of shrapnel in there, so we cleaned everything out, put all new bearings, cups, races, cones, everything in there, brand new pos unit and a ring and pinion set, and now he's back on the road. Craig's going to take it home tonight and put some miles on the rear end, get some heat cycles through it, and tomorrow morning, Saturday morning, Don will be picking it up, happy and new again. Here we are with Sam Simon's 2005 Mustang GT. This car started out life as a 5-speed Mustang. He brought the car here about a year ago when we put a SALEEN supercharger, our Stage 2 kit, on it. He ended up making over 460 horsepower. Well, while driving the car at the drag strip, he found the ETs to be a little bit lackluster and decided that he knew he could go a lot quicker if he converted the car to automatic. So he got on the phone with Larry's Transmission Shop out in California, bought a brand new built transmission from them, called us up. We then set an appointment to install the transmission here. He brought it in where we installed the transmission. We also added a Precision Industries torque converter, one of our single-piece aluminum drive shafts, and our automatic transmission catch can. The car was converted over during this week. We put a brand new automatic computer in it with wiring harness, and we're going to be doing the tuning on it tomorrow. Okay, Bill Janes brought his 2008 Roush 428R down to us again. This car we installed a TVS supercharger on. A lot of you guys probably saw it in the Muscle Mustangs magazine article. We ended up making around 560 horsepower with the car. Bill has since been 1083 at 129 miles an hour, all on the stock engine and stock style transmission. This is the first stock 5-speed manual shift transmission car to run a 10-second ET. Which is pretty badass considering a stock Mustang with a stock engine, stock trans, stock rear. Just adding a supercharger, you can turn it into a 10-second car. David Arnold brought in his 2002 Mustang SALEEN this week for some work, where we're installing a Torque Tech rear inlet plenum. This inlet plenum is much larger than the factory unit that was installed by SALEEN. We originally found out that the SALEEN plenum had an air leak and was creating a vacuum leak, running his car a little too lean. So what we decided to do was either replace it with a new SALEEN one or go for the upgraded Torque Tech piece. I suggested to David that we get the Torque Tech. He was all for it when he heard he was going to get some more horsepower out of it. So I called up the guys at Torque Tech and they sent one out to us. We had it in 2 days and we just got it here yesterday. We're installing it on the car today. Hopefully we'll have it on the car and finished by tomorrow and dyno the car. The last time we did one of these, we saw 35 horsepower gain just from the rear inlet plenum. Now his car should make around 325 horsepower at the tires with the way we had it, with just a pulley and a mass air and injector upgrade. But with this Torque Tech plenum, he should be right around 360 horsepower to the tires. Okay, we're back here in our new engine clean room. You'll see here my father, Jim D. Moore, speaking with Evan Smith, the editor of Muscle Mustangs magazine. They're just going over a brand new 5-liter Ford racing block that we just built up. It's a 323 cubic inch stroker motor, standard bore with just a JDM 375 stroker crankshaft. Okay, we're standing here with a very special, very limited edition Mustang. This is a 2007 SALEEN Parnelli Jones. Now, a lot of you guys probably know what this car is, unless you've been living under a rock for the last 2 years, but this car was one of 500 made. It was built in honor of Parnelli Jones, a very legendary, famous road racer of the past. So SALEEN designed this car, built it, painted it, schemed it to look just like Parnelli's car. It came with a naturally aspirated 400 horsepower rated engine, which is a ton of power. It's really great. But the owner of this particular PJ, Frank Lucier, it wasn't enough for him. He also is very, very enthusiastic about road course racing. So he brought the car in here with a bunch of ideas for suspension and asked us what we should do for some more horsepower. Well, the most obvious thing to us was to put a SALEEN supercharger on it. The SALEEN Super Shaker supercharger is due out in the next couple of weeks, but it hasn't been released yet. So what we decided to do was just install the SALEEN supercharger as it is. We're going to take his factory shaker hood, the scoop, and mount it with some brackets to sit on top of the supercharger, so when you shut the hood, it looks totally factory stock. But underneath, it's got a SALEEN Series 6 supercharger running about 10 pounds of boost, packing 550 horsepower at the tires. With all the BMR suspension we put on this car, and the SALEEN WattsLink and the SALEEN supercharger, he should be one of the fastest cars at the road course when he heads down there in the next 2 weeks. Okay, my father's finishing up on Don Carson's 2000 Lightning truck that we were converting with a Ford GT aluminum engine. We're going to switch over to him, and he's going to show you a couple of little things he did with it today.
Because we had to put the long studs in the axle, we had to machine these collars out and actually press them into the wheels to fit the new style lug nut with the long studs. Versus if you look at the front ones, you can see the difference because it has aftermarket axles in it now.
All right, how'd you run today?
We ran excellent.
Well, give us some times. Sean's over here somewhere, but we can't find him. There he is.
Biggs!
So you didn't run like shakedown times then, huh?
Well, we were trying to, you know, the seat belts are.
Had we had more stickers, I think we could have dipped.
That right there.
Well, Johnny Stewart.
Yeah.
And
All boost?
You know, this stuff can't make the internet.
No.
yeah,
I can't put this on the internet?
definitely not.
Well,
What if I bleep out the times?
there you go.
Okay.
Okay, that's it for this week at JDM Engineering. Thanks a lot for stopping in. If you have any questions about the vehicles or parts you saw today, please visit us on the web at teamjdm.com. You can also get in touch with us by calling us at our office number, which is 732-780-0770. That's it for this week's episode, and have a great weekend. Thanks a lot.
Time delay in the computer.
What's that?
The time delay in the computer. Pressure's good. Really good.